I just spent 2 hours staring at my unfinished manuscript when the police came to the door of my father's subtly upscale residence of glass and polished wood. Designer enough to make it clear he was no ordinary man, but understated enough to blend into the dark green landscape that surrounded it. I'd come home to live after my hospital discharge a month ago. Doctor's orders. "You can't be on your own," Dr. Binchy had said, hazel eyes unblinking behind square black spectacle frames. "Not yet." I didn't know why I hadn't just hired a nurse instead of returning to this unhappy place thick with ugly memories. Before adding, then deleting 1,000 pointless words on my next book, I started to look up nursing agencies. Then the police came. The middle-aged man in plain clothes, the 20-something woman in full uniform, cap included. Recognition flashed in her eyes when I opened the door. The man, solid and stolid, with a square jaw and watery blue eyes, flashed his ID. "We'd like to speak to Mr. Nina Rai." "Sure." Turning on my crutches, I saw that my father was already coming down the hall, a well-dressed CEO on top of the world, his greying black hair perfectly styled and his shirt a crisp blue. He wasn't a tall man, nor was he short. Average height, with average features. He should have looked ordinary, even bland, but my father has a presence, a dignity to him that I've always found a grand irony. "What's this about?" he demanded, because that's what Nina Rai does, demand. It served him well except for when it comes to his son, who is his disappointment. "Mr. Rai," the man began, raising his ID, "if we could speak in private?" "Oh, for God's sake, just spit it out. What complaint is it now? The plant is built to the highest specifications. It isn't breaching any environmental restrictions." He's so used to ordering people about that it doesn't seem to occur to him that a senior officer wouldn't knock on his door at 8 in the morning for a complaint about emissions or discarded chemicals. The male officer's expression stilled, and right then I saw an intelligence I hadn't previously spotted. Solid and stolid could also mean dogged and relentless. "I'm Detective Senior Sergeant Oliver Regan, and this is my colleague Constable Safina Neri. We regret to inform you that the body of a deceased female was discovered early this morning in the Waitakere Ranges Regional Park. Her identity is yet to be officially verified, and normally we wouldn't inform you at this stage, but given the likely publicity and attendant conjecture, the decision was made to alert you. She had a driver's license and credit cards with her, all in the name of Nina Rai." Time stopped, filled with the sound of a sharp, pained scream. Even my father seemed stunned into silence, but that never lasts long with him. "Where's she been all this time?" he barked. "Living it up on my money, I'm guessing." Constable Neri's eyes were a deep, intense brown, and she locked them unblinkingly on my father, but let her senior officer do the talking. Her job, I understood, was to watch and make note of any and all reactions. The intensity of her, it reminded me of Paige. "Indications are that the deceased has been in place for a significant period," Regan responded, the pale skin of his face pockmarked with old acne scars. "Full forensic examinations will take some time, of course, but we have reason to believe that she's been there since the night she was last seen alive. Our people have discovered remnants of the clothing you described her wearing in your theft complaint. Red silk, a top that had left her arms bare and slipped neatly into the high waist of her wide-legged and tailored black pants. Her heels had been black too, her lips a pop of red that matched her top. Around me hung silence, heavy, cold, cutting, like the silence my father had utilized as a weapon against my mother. She, in turn, hadn't been much for silence. My mother preferred smashing things, preferred screaming, but not like that final scream.